Holy shit.
Join us for the ride of a lifetime.
Let's watch an idiot try to ride a motorcycle. Some guy rides.
So which bike do you take? It's if you have more than one bike, if you're lucky enough to have more than one bike, it's a great question to have to ask yourself. Do you take the bike with the built-in luggage that can go anywhere except for dirt? Do you take the do anything bike that is great on dirt and big enough to get you wherever you want to go, can go on the highway, all that? Or do you take the goofy ass little stupid bike that's a lot of fun? So in this case, I only have one choice. I'm taking an RV out to the west, and the only bike that will go on it is the little red bike. So that's the one I'm taking. I plan on doing either the Washington, Oregon, Idaho BDRs all together, or I might do the Montana, Idaho BDRs all together. I'm not sure which yet. I've been looking at the Oregon and Washington, and there's some gnarly stuff there. And there's a lot of that desert, like that Great Basin sort of desert that I'm not a big fan of the desert, and so I don't really know if how interested I am in that. I guess there's ways to work around it if I felt like it, but I don't know. Montana looks kind of cool. I think there's might be some desert in that too at the bottom. But anyway, so I'm going on a long trip is the point I'm trying to make. And I have to take the red bike. Not that I have to. I don't know if I want to. I mean, the Royal Enfield is the perfect BDR bike for me. But I can't take it. So I'm taking the red bike. And now, as you know, luggage on that bike is a quandary for me. I've taken it on long trips, 5,000 miles on the TAT, 2,000 something on the East Coast BDRs, and for those I just used two jivvy bags, I think one's a 20 sort of tube bag, and the other's a duffel, maybe 30 probably liters, and those worked fine. They worked fine, and I had a side bag. The side bag doesn't work. The side bag itself is great, but the side rack, it rattles off every time I go on a big trip like that. And you can see like this beautiful weld. I mean, I've had that done so many times, and it doesn't matter, because when it's got weight on it, that jiggles the entire time you're on the rough stuff, and eventually this will break. Even though that looks like it would never break. Oh my God, it's so ugly. But anyway, so that's the situation. I can't use that side rack. It's just not. It's not right. There's no support other than that point, and it's just not going to work. So if you remember the East Coast BDRs that I did, I was going to take the Royal Enfield with the Mosko Moto luggage system. And I was psyched. That was my first big trip with the Reckless 80 and all that. And right before it, the Royal Enfield shit the bed. The fuel pump went. Dealership took forever to do it, and they didn't get it done in time. So I was like, screw it. I'm taking the little red bike. I tried to throw the Reckless 80 on there, and I couldn't get it to work. There was nowhere to strap the panniers down to, because there's no foot pegs and there's just no frame back there. It's just the swing arm. So I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I just used the same two jivvy bags on that. And again, it went fine. The side bag rattled apart. I had to get it welded on the road, which is always a hassle. But, it did work fine. But I love the Reckless 80 so much, I want to use it because it's great. It slings everything down low, the weight's low, you're not top heavy, doesn't get squirrely in the rough stuff, and it's great. Whereas this bike, when I had those two bags strapped, I don't know, it felt top heavy, and it jiggled around, it moved around. Like I remember in right outside of Moab, we were on this really sandy, and it was like super squirrely, and everything just shifted, and that can be dangerous. It's like you don't need weight shifts going on above your rear tire when you're in some sketchy environment. So not perfect. Part of that was the rock straps, which I won't use again. I love those things, but there's too much give and stuff shifts, and that's no good. You just need to use regular webbing and just tighten it down like it's part of the bike. That's the best way. So I loved those rock straps at first, but no more for me. So anyway, I tried to use it for the East Coast BDRs, and I couldn't get it to work. Since then, I've added foot pegs for my wife, because we use this bike whenever we're camping or whatever. If we have the RV, we scoot around on it, and it's great. So I figured, okay, maybe I can strap it down to the foot pegs. Well, I did that, and it kind of worked, and I sent a picture, and Johnny Powell was like, dude, you're strapping that to the swing arm, and that's going to ruin your suspension travel, which is already ruined even without messing with it. And he's absolutely right. You can't be strapping stuff down to that. So that wasn't going to work. So I've messed with it a good bit, and I want to show you what I'm doing. And do you think this is dangerous, or do you think this is going to work? So that's it. Normally, you would strap that. You wouldn't strap that. And you would strap these. There's things that come out the bottom, and you strap that to something. So since I don't want to do the swing arm, I'll take these off before the trip too. And obviously, nowhere to tie it down over here. And it does. I put the exhaust guard back on. I think that'll be okay. This doesn't get very hot anyway, the existing guard, so I think that'll be fine. But again, nothing to strap that down to. I could probably build a point here and strap it down, and same on the other side. Something to that. And that would probably work, but in my initial testing, I don't know that it's necessary. I'm going to go on a ride today and really test this out and see what happens. But I think it's going to be okay just like that. So let me get the rest of it loaded up. I'm trying to load up like I would for the trip, and see what happens. Here's another. This is something that always bothers me on the road too. That I do have to check in with work now and then, and so I got this waterproof laptop holder, and what I plan on doing is putting it there, putting that loop through just in case, putting the top bag on top of that, and that way I can just undo that, grab it, put it back, where before I would have to undo this, you have to take it off, and then you have to kneel on it to get it back compressed and all that stuff. So I think that's going to help me if it doesn't ruin my laptop. So we'll find out about that. I also dug up my old hard case from the TAT, and I think this is going to work again. And this is a charger. So I've got the drone, the batteries for the drone, and the batteries for another drone that I bought that we'll try to check out today. And this is all wired into the USB, and this has a fan. I hope the heat doesn't hurt me. There's a good bit of foam in there, so hopefully that's going to stay safe. I don't know. I think I need to work on that a little bit. We'll see how it goes today. I also have a new, well, this isn't new, but this tank bag, I forget who it's by, but it fits perfectly if you have this kind of rack on a CT125. It's magnetic, so at gas stops, to get the seat up, you just yank that and toss it aside, and it works pretty well. I haven't had it this full, and it's definitely using up all the space for sure. And then I've got this Sedici bag. I've got another one of these if I need it. I was thinking I'd use this for a little selfie stick stand that I have with little tripod feet and snacks and stuff like that. And I've got another one I could put over here, but I might only just need the one. Because, you know, if you go to a motel, the least stuff you have, the better. All right, dudes, I just booted about, I don't know, 45 minutes north to Hot Springs, where I'm getting on some well-ridden roads that we've been on a million times. Sort of the Del Rio, Hot Springs region of western North Carolina and Tennessee. Because I'm giving this setup a test. I've got pretty much everything I would bring, as far as I can tell, loaded up, and already I'm remembering the TAT and Northeast BDR days of slowness. I mean, I was just on a 2-lane with a 55 mile an hour speed limit, and I was going 35 up a hill. That's just how it is on Little Ugly. And it just feels so dangerous, because I look in the rear view and I see someone coming, and all of a sudden 2 seconds later they're right on my ass, and they're not happy, and I don't blame them, and I move over, but it's just, you know, that's the thing. Until I get on a road like this, and then Little Ugly is just fine. Absolutely just fine. So, yeah. That is just how it is. So I'm just on a little day ride, and I kind of want to put this rig through its paces and make sure it's going to be safe and doable. And so far, like, just on the ride up here, it feels good. It feels really good. I mean, I think my tail bag, I feel like it's just as high as my 2 Jivvy bags, you know? So you would think it would feel top heavy again, but it doesn't. And I think it's because of the side bags hanging so low that it sort of counterbalances or something, and it really helps, I think. And also all that stuff would be up top too. You know, it would all be higher instead of distributed better. So for those reasons, I really do think this is, as long as nothing goes haywire, this is the way, man. This is the way. And I don't know why on the East Coast BDRs, when I was freaking out, why I didn't figure this out then. But I think I just had it in my head, like, because I was so pissed that the Royal Enfield wasn't going to work. And you know, I think I was like, God damn it, now I can't bring the Reckless 80. And that was kind of, that was when the Reckless 80 was kind of new, and I was super psyched to use it on a big, long trip, which is what it's for. And obviously I've used it plenty since then, and it is awesome. It is awesome. So if this works, I will be super stoked. And I don't think I'm bringing anything more than I brought on the TAT, really. I mean, weight-wise, I think I was at 60 pounds on the TAT. And that's a lot for this little bike. Plus me. I'm a lot for this little bike. But, I don't know. It's it feels good. It does not feel squirrely. I don't think. I mean, it feels pretty good to me. So let's see how it goes. And I might be using this setup. I really hope I can. That would be freaking amazing, dudes. Amazing. Also, just I had an invention idea this morning, so I want to put this out there and see if there's any investors who want to go in on this with me. So my wife, she's teaching a course today in Asheville. She's just on fire, man. That girl, Jesus, she is just kicking every ass in every way. So anyway, she's teaching a new course, and so I made her breakfast this morning as a reward at her request, and I made a nice omelet sort of thing with some goat cheese, some arugula, and some of her sourdough bread. My wife is not a cook. Like, she's not a cook at all. I'm the cook of the house, and I like it that way. But she's been baking, I don't know why, sourdough bread for a year probably, and it's freaking delicious. And it's the real deal, like the it's not just throwing some yeast, it's the whole starter and whatever. So it's good for your gut and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm really getting off track here. So I made her breakfast, and let's talk about goat cheese, all right? I don't know if you're into goat cheese. I think goat cheese is pretty goddamn good. But we need to talk about the packaging, because it's a freaking nightmare, man. They put it in that little just plastic thing with a flat top, and like there's usually no real way to open it. You just have to like cut it open, and you get goat cheese all over your knife or your scissors, and then there's no way to get it out. Like, you scoop it out, and it's a mess, man. Come on. And here's the thing. There is someone in charge of goat cheese packaging, right? That's their freaking job. They got nothing else to think about. I'm sure they do other things. Although, if there was a goat cheese packaging czar, I would love to be that. Anyway, it's someone's job to make that packaging, and it is the most shit packaging. I mean, the absolute lack. I didn't want that person to hear me talking about goat cheese. Is that wrong? Oh, look at that. Ooh, that looks nutty. Let's go check that out just a little bit. I'm not into this, but usually I would just not even go up here. But oh, this is like Jeep. This is like Jeep action. I don't want to have anything to do with this, to be honest. But now the biker is going to hear me talking about goat cheese and think ill of me. Yeah, I'm not into that. I know there's people out there, probably one of you, that would be like, oh, that looks fun. And it does, but not on this bike, and not today. No. Where are they going? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a gate. Where was I on the goat cheese debacle? Anyway, there's absolutely no thought put into it. No engineering, no design, no elegance. There is nothing good about goat cheese packaging. And I know there's a lot of things in this world to be outraged about. A lot of things are going wrong, but this seems like something we could fix. And you got to start small, Start with goat cheese packaging, move on to, human rights and stuff like that. You got to start somewhere. So my invention is take the goddamn goat cheese and put it in a stylish, larger than normal toothpaste style container. Are you with me on this? You don't have to even touch the goat cheese now. Your knife doesn't have to go touch the goat cheese. You open the cap, and maybe it's like a wider, not circular cap. Maybe that would be good. So it dispensed in a sort of square sort of situation, if you know what I mean. And you take off the cap, you peel off the little tab there, so it's sealed, and you dispense your goat cheese like a motherfucker. I mean, you just dispense it, my friends. You dispense it. And then you put the cap back on. You got no mess. I mean, when you're done getting your goat cheese out of the stupid packaging they have now, then it's like a mess. You can't really wrap it back up. You got to put it in a Ziploc bag or something, and it's just I do have other problems. I really do. I do have other things to worry about. But stuff like this, if it could get solved, it would just be one less thing for me to have to worry about. Do you feel me on this? There's all kinds of stuff going on up here. So anyway, that's my invention. If you want to invest, just send me some money. And I won't spend it on this. I'll spend it on probably either motorcycle gear or Lafroig scotch or something like that. But I guess I should have brought Big Boss in on this. Where's Big Boss been? Where's everybody been? But anyway, I started to tell my wife this idea this morning, and my poor wife, poor everyone who knows me. And so I started to explain it, and I didn't what's the word? I'm forgetting words. I think something's happening to my brain with old age related issues, because just simple words that I know what they are, they're right there. I can't say them. Looks like a little trailhead. Sequence, that's the word. I didn't sequence it properly. Sequence is the word. It should just come out your mouth when you need it. Okay? But old age says no. You gotta think about it and stall for 45 seconds before I'm gonna let you know what the word already is. It's not good. It's not good. See, that's what I should be worried about. Forget goat cheese. Anyway, I didn't sequence my explanation properly, and her first question was, you want people to brush their teeth with goat cheese? And no, that's for a second I was like, that's a good idea, but it's probably not a good idea. And that reminds me again, I feel sure I've talked about this, but when I was in California working production, making commercials, we put our house on the market, and we knew we wanted to move back to the east somewhere. We had a whole list, but Asheville was on the top of the list, and so I would just daydream about leaving California because I was just so over it and ready to kill myself. And I hated the business. I started out loving it, and I grew to hate it. And then, so I daydream about moving to Asheville, and I decided, what goes on here? Is that a car? Oh, that's a car. Someone's camping there. I decided I was going to be a dairy goat farmer, or a dairy goat farmer. That was my dream. I had two dreams. I wanted a Bertolucci stove oven, and I wanted to be a dairy goat farmer. Because goats are freaking cool. They're funny, especially when they're babies. They're quite hilarious. And so Rich Mountain's that way. I don't feel like going up there today. Shad Road's down there too, which I've never been able to conquer, and I'm not going to attempt it today. It's a road. It's pretty rough, and it feels way out there, man. And then there's this pit of despair that I can't get through. It's just a mud pit, and I just, especially by myself. So I'm not going to bother with that. Although I am going to conquer that road at some point in my life. Okay, let's check out the bumpiness and the standing uppiness with this setup. I remember when I first found this road, and I was just so psyched because this feels really out there too. And it was a good score. All right, so we've talked about my proposed rig for the BDRs. We've talked about goat cheese issues. What else is on the agenda for today? I think we might have already covered it. So maybe just the rest of the day will just be silence, and you can just relax, watch the pretty scenery. Doubtful that's what's going to happen, but it could happen. What other news is there? Oh, Claude. I'm still locked in a small room with Claude a lot of the time. And we just made my dreams of Roku compatibility come true. We've tested it. It works. I can use it on our TV in development mode. There's all these weird Roku things you can do with the remote to get into development mode. It's like all this weird secret handshake stuff that gives you access to weird things within the Roku realm. And I don't know, it's all kind of cool. But there were some issues. I talked to the Roku support team, and I think it's all sorted. And now we just have to upload the real package to the public space, and it will be available for all Roku people who want to watch some Pilates videos. And that's good for my business. So I'm psyched for that. And then next up is the apps, which I think are going to be a freaking nightmare. And then this morning I had an alert from the system that handles our outgoing emails that we were under attack by the Norwegians, which is a new one. Usually it's Russians or Belarus or one of those countries. But this time it was Norway, friendly old Norway. And they were doing some shady things. And usually in that situation, I would call my emergency security, very expensive dude, Nick, who has since disappeared off the face of the earth, which is worrisome. Like, really, I don't know where he is. We'll get back to that. But usually I would call him and say, dude, I'm freaking out. Something's going on. Somebody's in the site. Something's happening. Stop it. And then it would take forever for him to get back to me. Sometimes he'd get right back to me. Sometimes he'd be off grid and just wouldn't. And off grid is an odd thing for a web security expert to be. But so anyway, I would be left there freaking out, and then it would take him a while to do everything that needed to be. Oh, look at that. That's another scary Jeep road. I wonder, that's not even on here. I'm not going to do it. And those kind of things, that's when Little Ugly naked is the best. Because then you can do anything. I mean, you can try anything. You can't actually do anything. So anyway, I would spend $1 million, and then it would get fixed, and then we'd have to, do some cleanup, and then we'd have to harden the site to keep it from happening again, and it would be a very expensive, very time-consuming situation. This morning, I got the alert. I said, Claude, we've got an issue. And Claude said, oh, that's bad. That's not a response you want to hear, and I'm surprised Claude responded in that way. Oh, I see some serious mud down here. So, anyway, I found that worrisome. And, okay, what's up here? What's going on here? Okay, I see that it goes right. Also, how am I off track so much? What did I do? I think I drew the track. Oh, thinking I could get on that thing. Yeah, I went down there before I turned on the camera, and you couldn't get on that trail. I knew you couldn't. But I wonder if this goes anywhere. I wonder where that goes. That goes all the way out to nowhere. Like, it just dead ends. But man, that looks interesting out there. But that's not really the way I want to go. So let's see. I'm sure this is going to dead end somewhere. That big mud puddle that I'm going to have to deal with. But let's just see. Let's just see where this goes. It goes in a little loop, it looks like. And that's pretty much it. This is cool though. Little camping areas. I usually just blast through here, and I've never even noticed this. So anyway, Claude said that's bad, which made me very nervous, and then we fixed it immediately and kicked the Norwegian out, blocked his IP address forever, and hardened the site, and it took 10 minutes. So, again, I don't know what to tell you about Claude, other than I know this goes way out here, but I'm just checking it out. I'm not going this way. Huh. I'm surprised this is open, actually. And it's making me kind of want to go this way. Let's really take a look. It goes up there. Oh. Maybe I could go this way. No, I can't. It goes all out in there and just ends. So this will be for another time, because I don't have a real plan, but I do have a vague idea of where I want to get to, and it's not out there in a dead end. So let's see what we can do about this stupid mud puddle. So again, Claude, man, what the hell? I mean, it's just that right there. That would have cost me, at a minimum, I'm gonna say really don't want to go in this mud puddle at all, do I? I really don't. I want to say $600. And lots of stressful time, not knowing what's happening. And all that is solved. I'm amazed by the whole situation. Just amazed, my friends. And in other news, on my next big trip, so I had planned on doing the Washington to the Oregon, cross over the awful desert to Idaho BDR start, which actually starts in Nevada, in Jarbidge, and then do that, and then probably go up a little bit into Canada, come back down to the Washington, and finish where I started. And that still is sort of the plan. But I thought the Montana BDR was already a thing, but I guess it just came out. And I watched a little bit of the movie, and it looks interesting, I guess. And here's the thing about the other BDRs, the 3 that I was going to do. I think everything would be cool, although I think Washington's one of the harder ones, which, whatever. I think the Northeast is like the hardest one, and I got through that, so, on this bike. So I think I would be okay. But at the bottom, there is a lot of desert. Awful, terrible desert. And I was watching, I'm just trying to get some idea of what I'm going to be dealing with. And so I was watching, you know that guy Mad Jack? He usually does, I think he lives in Idaho maybe, I'm not sure. But he usually does these insane single track, nutty stuff that I would never in a million years even think about doing. Like way, way out in the backcountry. You should go check out his channel instead of watching this channel, because he is an amazing rider, and some of the singles track stuff does, holy crap, man, it's nuts. It is nuts. I don't even see how it's doable, some of it. Really crazy. And he's got some buddies that are amazing riders too. So anyway, him and 2 friends did the Washington / Oregon BDRs from north to south, which is the way I'm going to do them, which is why I wanted to watch some of their stuff. And number one, they were doing like 100 miles a day, and saying that even that was kind of an issue. I mean, on the TAT, I was doing at least 150 and sometimes 200 and sometimes more. So I don't know if they were just not riding all day like I'd like to do, or if it's that difficult. I think they did most of the alt harders, which I would like to do a couple of them just because of the viewpoints. I really have no interest in getting into trouble or doing things that are dangerous, or, you know, I'm into this right here. I'm a piddler. I like to be in the woods, and I like to go slow, and it's fine. It's all fine with me. So I really wonder why it took so long, or why their days were so mileage short. So that's an issue. And then the other thing is those deserts, man. Like, once they got into the end of the Oregon, it's rough. It is brutal, and it's remote as a mother. And you know, the fuel thing is an issue for me, because I have 100 miles for sure in a tank, which isn't much on a ride like these. And I carry 2 liters in the Mosko in a little thing. Although I think I've gone like 150 miles on this thing on a tank of gas. So that's another thing I really need to figure out what the actual range is on this actual bike. But let's say it's 125. Let's just say that. I mean, there's some spots out there where gas is hard to come by, like at least 150, maybe 200 miles between stops. And I saw one part, I wasn't paying too close of attention, I was doing other things, but one of them, like the pumps didn't work, and you know, it was bad. They had to go to like a farm and beg some gas off somebody, or somebody offered them gas or something. And so that's worrisome. And you know, gate. And I don't know, in New Mexico, I was in some pretty serious remote desert there, and it's always like I always think when I'm actually there, it's never a problem. You know, it's just like, okay, I'm in a desert and there's no one around for a zillion miles, and if something happens, it's going to be bad. But you're there, and so it's like, whatever, this is what I'm doing, so this is what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. But in the pre-game show, it's like you have time to sort of freak out and worry about all that stuff. And I know I shouldn't even bother worrying about it, but that's kind of part of the fun, is like planning and trying to figure out how you're going to get through and all that stuff. Like, that's part of it. And I'm into that, and that's what I do. That's part of the process of getting ready for a big trip like that, is trying to think of all the things that are going to happen to you and how you can avoid the bad things. And you know what I mean? So I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know why I even started talking about this. Oh, because I'm unsure about which route I want to take. If I am into roads like this, beautiful scenery, I want to be remote at times, but I don't know. So I was thinking that I could drive to the Canadian border, start the Idaho BDR, or no. I would drive to the end of the Idaho BDR on the Canadian border, park the RV somewhere, if I can find a place. There's nothing up there that I can see. And then I would take this bike and ride east, either probably through Canada if they'll let me in, and if not, there's no direct route. There's nothing up there, dudes. Nothing. It's crazy. It's a crazy part of the country, and I'm psyched for that. But it's also, it's remote. But anyway, I would ride this bike east, get on the Montana BDR headed south. I think it's meant to be done north. I think it's meant to be done south to north. I would do it north to south, and then that puts me kind of in the deserty area. Johnny Powell called it the Great Basin. Is that right? Because I'm going to start calling it that, but I'm not positive that that's right. But that sounds right. I'm sure Johnny Powell knows what he's talking about. So anyway, it kind of puts you down in that area, and then I would have to travel west through what is most likely a bunch of desert. Okay, where am I? Hold on. Okay, so that's Shad Road. That's where it comes out. So that's, yeah. Yes. So I keep going. This used to automatically sort of go back into whatever. Huh? Oh? Oh? And then I would do the, Jarbridge is in the middle of hellish, deserty sort of area. This isn't on the GPS at all. So I would have to deal with a bunch of desert down there, but I would be probably more on normal roads where it wouldn't be so, middle of freaking nowhere, where I could get help if I needed it. And then from Jarbridge, it's hellish desert for a day, I think. And then you get up towards Boise, and it starts to get beautiful again, like we did on the Tat. So, yeah. That's where I'm at. I don't know which to do. The 3 has been the thing I've wanted to do for a really long time, and I think that would be pretty epic. Although, I really had hoped Johnny Powell and Tat Steve could come with me and do it, but they can't. I would feel a lot better doing those with some people. I don't know, maybe I'm getting more cautious in my old age, but this is pretty interesting. So I'm not sure what to do. What do you guys think? Do I do the Northwest Triumvirate, the Washington, Oregon, Idaho, or do I do the Montana, Idaho? I think the Montana, Idaho would be a bit shorter, quite a bit shorter, probably. I think if I do all 3. All right, campsite. Probably not worth coming down here for this, but now I know. I can't remember what I was just saying. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I'm more interested in pretty roads, pretty views than I am getting hardcore, if you know what I mean. So what would you do? What would you do? And if anybody is out, either if I do the 3, then I need to park my RV in Ellensburg, Washington for like a month. So if you're there, let me know. I did find a storage spot there that I could put it for a month, and it's not too expensive. And then also, if you're at the end of the Idaho BDR for some reason, at the Canadian border, and you have a place I could park my RV for a month, let me know. Because I don't know what's up there, man. I didn't look too closely, but it doesn't look like there's much up there at all. Look at this. Come on. I mean, dudes, if you don't live in North Carolina, are you sad that you don't live in North Carolina? And I might be in East Tennessee right now, but still, same thing. I mean, it is just, there's so much beautifulness out here. I did hear recently, if you've done the Tat, you know Hurricane Creek Road. That's an alt-harder on the Tat. Steve took a dump there on his way out on the Tat. I took a couple of dumps there when me and Johnny Powell did it on my first ever real dirt ride on this bike, when I immediately smashed the headlight. And I've heard that it's closed forever, which is sad, man. It's sad to lose places like that. And I don't know, I didn't do anything to stop it, and so I can't say anything, but I don't know what we should do to stop that sort of thing from happening. From what I heard, it had to do with property owners near the road who just got sick of it all. And, you know, I mean, I get it, but this is public land we're talking about, dudes, for now, at least, until whatever. But it's public land. We gotta figure out how to keep some of this, because if we don't, it's all gonna go. It's just all gonna go. And then we will be sad. So that's a bummer. And I was going to try to maybe get over that way, because there's these mysterious roads. I'm sure they're not mysterious at all once I'm on them. But, oh, they were smoking some good marijuana. Jesus. Oh, that was potent. Kind of surprising to smell people smoking it these days. That seems kind of old school. Damn. Wow. I think I'm high. But there's these roads that go directly off of 40. Hurricane Creek is one of them, and there's a couple more before that. And I don't know. Every time I go by there on the highway on the way to Tennessee or wherever, I'm like, what's down that road, and why does it end right on the highway? And I need to know. I just need to know. And when was all this rain? I'm glad I didn't bother going down Shad Road, because that pit would have been impossible. Absolutely impossible. So I'm up near north of Hot Springs now, near Paint Creek. There's like a campground and stuff out here somewhere. And my general plan is from there to go towards Del Rio, and there's an area that I was on in Del Rio. Remember how I said it was going to be silence and you could just enjoy the scenery? I don't know what happened to that. There's a road from hell that I was on that I went down like 4 times on the Himalayan. Had to get these dudes to help me across this mud pit. It was just a freaking nightmare. Then I got caught in a swamp, like bog, and this other dude on a 4x4 had to help me. It was just a day of disasters. And I've kind of wanted to go back out there, maybe not on that exact road, but before I got on that road, there was this network of weirdness that wasn't even on the map, that I want to try to find again, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to find it again, because I'm not exactly sure how I went in that time. I'm sure I've got a GPX file of that ride somewhere, but I'm a little bit unorganized on that front. Oh, and more Claude update. I updated my music website, so now it's not a music website anymore. It's still got the music stuff on there, but it's got a Some Guy Rides section. It's got a music section, and it's got our exit strategy, our other YouTube channel section. And on the Some Guy Rides section, all it is basically is a gear list, and I revamped that and fixed it up and updated it. So if you're interested, oh come on, NC, why are you so freaking pretty? pretty but not snobbish. And maybe I'm in East Tennessee, so I don't want to give credit to North Carolina that should be given to East Tennessee. I'm pretty sure I'm in East Tennessee. But anyway, if you're interested in the gear I have used, or the gear I am using, or the gear that I want to get next, go check that out and use the links, because most of them are affiliate links, and I get like 3 cents if you buy something, and it doesn't cost you any extra, and it helps me out. So go check that out. It's all updated. Oh man, death to the right. So much death. God, I love this part of the country. I think that's Pink Creek Campground. And then what am I doing? So that goes out to the main road. And I was going to go down to Paint Rock, where we've been before. Do you remember the trio in Del Rio video? It was me and Johnny Powell and Stan. That was quite a long time ago now. Got caught in a huge thunderstorm at the end of that. This is all about. That road we were just on is Lower Paint Road. And what's this? This is Point Mountain Road. God, I wish that font was just like just a point or two larger. Death to the right. It was cold this morning, man. It's starting to warm up a little bit. It is 1st of May, something, first week of May, and it was chilly this morning. Okay, I know this doesn't go anywhere, but in that mode today. Open gate. I'm goofing off so much, there's no way I'm going to make it to those roads that I was wanting to check out off 40. At least I don't think so. It's pretty soggy up in here. Bet this doesn't have a name. Nope, unnamed road. Whoa, Jesus! Oh! Oh! This left side is better. I know it doesn't look bad, but dudes, come on. We've been through a lot together, and we know what this could be, don't we? I don't even know if I want to deal with this. Can I make it across this? I'm gonna have to come back here too. How bad is this? Oh shit. Oh. I'm about to get stuck. Oh. 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 Okay. Just really not a fan of that stuff at all. My question is, if I go down there, would I be able to get back up here? And that is not clear. What do you think? Do I go down it? Oh, this is so steep. Can I get back up this if I need to? I don't know. Oh. I don't know. You can see the river down there, French Broad. I would rather not have to go back up there. Why do I feel like there's going to be a gate on this end? Why do I feel like that? Dudes, I'm scared. I don't know if I can get back up here. I can't tell you how steep this is, but it's steep. It's very steep. I may be getting myself into a bit of trouble here. Holy shit. Dudes, I have a very bad feeling. That this is ending. I need to go take a look around this corner. I feel like I'm... I don't know what I feel like I'm... Oh. There's the road. Oh, I think I can get down there, maybe. I'm gonna try. Holy steep, dudes. Holy steep. Maybe not my best idea. Wish me luck on this. Jesus. I know I'm breathing heavy. That's too bad. It's just too bad, dudes. I'm full duck paddle because this is nuts. This is so steep. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh. It gets worse too down here. Holy shit. that very bottom part. I have to say, I am not looking forward to it. Oh. I can do it. I can do it. Oh. 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 Holy hell. Holy. Okay, just this last little bit is pretty gnarly because oh, I'm out. I'm out. Holy shit. Holy shit balls. Holy. Look at that. Wait. Look at that. Oh, Jesus. Ooh, holy shit. Okay. Well, I don't know what to say about that. That was dumb. That was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done it, but it was so freaking cool. I don't want to do it again. But damn. I really don't know if I could have gotten back up to come back out the way I came. I really don't know. Cause you know how Little Ugly is on steepness. She doesn't love it, especially when she's loaded down. I'm not saying it was well, shit, actually I think that was steeper than California Pass, honestly. And it was steeper than that place. Remember the first time we went on the Smoky Mountain on these bikes, and it was like right before Charlie's Creek and like some of those nutty creek crossings. It was Charlie's Creek Road, I think. And we were going up, it was super steep, and then Little Ugly just wouldn't go anymore. First gear, pinned, wouldn't move. Like, it's a thing. It's a real thing. Oh my God. There's the left we took to go do that. That was pretty special. Glad I did it. Glad it's over. Won't do it again by myself. Ooh, that last part though. Just imagine if there was like anything, a little like culvert or a drainage thing that I couldn't get across easily at the very end down there. I kind of got lucky, I think. That would have sucked. What would I have done? I would have had to take all the gear off and probably walk it up the hill the way I came in first gear, and it would have been torture and strenuous. And if I wanted strenuous, I'd be hiking right now. I just want to sit and see. I don't want to walk and see. Okay. That might have quenched my thirst for these little offshoot explorations. We'll see. I'll tell you one thing. My pack did great. Like that was pretty rough. And it was fine. So I think I'm in. I think this pack is going to do it. And yeah. I'm psyched. Everything stayed where it should stay. And we made it. Good job, little ugly. Good job. Good job, Mosko Moto. Well done. The one thing I do want to get, and I'm going to see if they would maybe sponsor me, not, I don't know, sponsor, but maybe give me one for review, is those helmet brake lights. I think on this bike especially, that might be something worth dealing with. You know what I mean? And I want to find out if they have a hazard mode, like if you can make them blink, so that if I am on a high-speed road, I can turn that on, so at least it's just a little more warning that I am a slow-mo. Because that would be nice to have. That would make me feel a little better. Because you know, I don't want to get rear-ended and killed. That would suck. That would really suck. Hey, please like this video if you liked this video, and if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Also, if you're interested, there are links to gear lists and goofy t-shirts in the description. Thanks a ton for watching.